Hey everyone, Dave here with another Blu-ray haul video. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at a bunch of stuff that's just been sent over from my good friends over at Random Space Media. A little bit to take a look at here, so let's get into it. Alright, so as I said at the top, we've got a bunch of stuff to take a look at from Random Space Media today. We got some 4Ks, we've got some 3Ds, we've got some Blu, we've got a whole bunch of stuff. First and foremost though, these are the two titles that they want me to spotlight in particular in this video right here. It's two brand new 3D animated releases that are exclusive to Random Space Media. I believe these are world exclusive 3D releases of these two movies right here. Of course, the first one is the Minions, Rise of Gru in 3D from Illuminations Entertainment. Thought this was a lot of fun. If you haven't seen this and you've seen the previous Minions films, Despicable Me or them, you know exactly what to expect from this. Dumb humor, dumb adventures with these crazy characters, and a whole lot of fun. I love the Minions, I love Despicable Me, and I really enjoyed the Rise of Gru. It's a fun prequel to the Despicable Me movies, a sequel to the first Minions, so it's a bit of both, but it's yeah, it's a lot of fun. I thought, you know, it follows the young Gru as he tries to join this supervillain team with his minions by his side, and lots of great comedy in here and adventure and stuff like that. The 3D on this, I should say, the 3D on both of the titles here is really, really good. I chucked them in and had a look. It's been a while since I've actually watched anything in 3D, and I'm always surprised by actually how good the format can be, and particularly with animation. I think the animated stuff in 3D is the best because it's really built from the ground up in a three-dimensional space and built to be viewed in that form. So it's always great when Random Space can get these great animated titles out in 3D. That's one I definitely recommend. This one right here I would also recommend. This is The Bad Guys from DreamWorks. Love this movie. This is one of the coolest animated movies in the last, for as long as the last decade or so that I can remember. I just love this. I thought it was so cool. It's like, you know, I spoke to the filmmakers during the publicity for the film, and they said, you know, they wanted to make a film that was like Quentin Tarantino for kids. And certainly when Aaron Blabey, the Australian author Aaron Blabey, who wrote the original books, that was his intention behind the books as well. And it's just so much fun. Great little throwbacks to great heist caper films, not only the Tarantino stuff, but things like The Sting and the Oceans films. It's just so much fun. It got a great cast of voice talent in here as well. Sam Rockwell, Craig Robinson, Mark Maron, Awkwafina, Anthony Ramos. They're all really fun. And again, the 3D is great. This has that really fantastic sort of hybrid animation, which is a bit of a combination of 3D and 2D stylings. They build it in 3D and then kind of give it like sort of traditional flourishes to make it look a little bit hand-drawn, like what they did with Into the Spider-Verse. So they kind of applied that same sort of style to this, and it looks great. It looks even better in 3D. So definitely worth picking that one up as well. So both of those are available from Random Space Media exclusively right now. Definitely check them out. You can import them. I believe they do ship internationally. So if you want to pick those up and you live overseas, definitely look into getting them. They also wanted me to spotlight a few other more recent releases that they've got right here as well. We'll take a look at these two first. We have got, this is again an exclusive release from them. I'm not sure if this was a global exclusive or whether this did get put out somewhere else in the world. I know Asia still puts out a lot of 3D releases, whereas the Western world just really doesn't do many of them. This is, of course, the more recent Jurassic World film, Jurassic World Dominion, in 3D. The 3D on this movie looks great as well. I get to see this in 3D in the cinema, in the IMAX, and it looked terrific, and it translates really well onto the home media format as well. So if you have got the other first two Jurassic World films in 3D, they were issued on regular general sale, and you want to pick up the 3D, this is the way to do it, through Random Space Media. It's got all the standard bonus content that was available on the regular release of the movie as well, and it does have the movie on Blu-ray too, and I should say the same goes for those as well. You've got the Blu-ray and the 3D disc too, and all the regular supplements. But yeah, I really like Jurassic World Dominion. I know a lot of people didn't love it or didn't even really like it at all, but I thought it was fun. I just go to these movies to just watch dinosaurs and dinosaurs wrecking shit. So I had a lot of fun with that. And of course you've got the Jurassic World cast, like Chris Pratt and all that crew, and then Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern come back into it from the original franchise. I just had a lot of fun with the two franchises sort of coming together in that way. We also got, was going to show this one right here, which is the Jurassic World 2 movie collections, the first 2 Jurassic World films, Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. This is the 4K plus 3D box set. We don't really have a lot of these sets on the Australian market where you get the ultimate versions of the films packed together, so you get both the 3D and the 4K. You don't have to buy them individually, and also the regular Blu-ray disc is thrown in there as well. So you get the best of both worlds. Now I don't know if they have any plans on doing like a trilogy set with all 3 movies, 3D, 4K, not sure, but for right now, that's the way you can get 3D and 4K. 3D individually only right now, and the 4Ks individually only right now as well. But definitely worth picking them up. That's a really great way to get those films. Next one right here, we've got a combination pack right here, a double feature of the 2 Doctor Who feature films. These are from the middle 60s, starring Peter Cushing as Doctor Who. So we've got Doctor Who and the Daleks, and the Daleks Invasion Earth, 2160 AD. Not really a huge Doctor Who fan. I don't really know a whole lot about the franchise and its history and everything, but as far as I'm aware, these films were sort of made as a way to capitalize on the success of the television series, which was relatively new at the time, doing very well. They wanted to capitalize on it by making a movie version of it. And I'm not entirely sure if it's the case with this, but I know a lot of the time when they did stuff like this, it was to try and capitalize on the American market. So put these into theaters in America, make the franchise big, and then they would, you know, get the TV series and it would be big over there. Anyway, that's kind of what I assume from these movies. They only did 2 of these. I think they were going to do a 3rd one, but they didn't perform that well at the box office, so they didn't. But these are interesting movies to check out, and these are newly remastered in 4K. They did release them both individually on the market recently, about a year or so ago. You could buy them both separately, but Random Space has done the deal with Universal, or Studio Canal, sorry, who put this one out. Yeah, Universal and Studio Canal put this one out. They did the deal with them to do a dual pack right here with both the movies in one spot. It's exactly the same. It's only the 4K disc doesn't come with the Blu-ray discs, but I don't believe the individual 4K release of these came with the Blu-ray anyway. So you do get everything that is included in the regular sets right there. They're both again. I think I watched the first one many years ago and actually thought it was quite good. I enjoyed that. It's a bigger scale than the TV series was at the time in the 60s, and some more interesting sort of things they did with the franchise. So they're worth checking out, even if you're not huge on the Doctor Who franchise. It sort of kind of exists in its own pocket universe. And the last one right here, we have got the 4K Universal Classic Monsters Icons of Horror Collection. Now, this is another one that Random Space has worked with Universal on. Over in the US, they released 2 4K collections of the Universal Monster films. The first collection had Dracula, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, and the Wolfman. And then they did a second collection which had The Mummy, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Phantom of the Opera, and Bride of Frankenstein. Here in Australia, only the first volume got released individually. They never released the second volume here for whatever reason. Maybe didn't sell well, or whatever. You know, the state of the current market of 4K particularly is not great. What Random Space have been able to do though is they have been able to combine the 2 volumes that were available over in the US and make their own box set right here, which combines both collections in one set. So again, this one was available in Australia individually in like a big chunky box set with each movie in their own individual array. I think this is such a better way to do it. Save so much space. But if you do want to own the other 4 movies in Australia, the only way to do it is in this massive 8-film box set. So the unfortunate thing about that is if you've already bought the first 4, you've got to buy them again to get these, because these have not been put out individually. But yeah, if you haven't got any of them, this is the great way to do it. Now, Universal did send me over the original big chunky box set last year, so I'm gonna like give that away or pass that on to someone or something at some point. But this is just saves so much space. We've run out of space, and this is just like the best way to do it. I love it. So really great. I love these films. These are the best of the lot too. If you only want to be selective with the Universal Monsters movies you pick up, these are like the best of the best. Don't know if they plan on putting any of the others, like the sequels and stuff, out on 4K. I think we could do without them, but they probably will do them at some point. But there you go. So anyway, that is all the titles right there that have been sent in from Random Space Media this time round. Of course, the biggest focus right here they want me to put on is these two animated releases right here, Minions The Rise of Gru and The Bad Guys in 3D. They both look terrific in 3D, both great movies, and they're well worth your money, so definitely look into getting them. And of course, a whole chunk of other great new releases. That kind of gives you an idea of the kind of stuff that Random Space Media does and works with the studios on. So once again, thanks to Random Space Media for sending this stuff over. Thanks everybody out there for watching. Until the next one, take it easy.